Hi everyone, my name is Mandy and I'm here today to do a comparison video of an authentic versus replica Louis Vuitton Neo Noe in the limited edition color Freesia, also known as Fuchsia. Now, a couple things. Please excuse the mess in the background. I'm trying to run 2 online stores at this time on top of everything else that's going on right now, and it's just chaos. So yeah, there's going to be some clutter. And another thing about the replica, I have this bag and I've used it generously. A lot more than I have the authentic, because I wanted to, before investing the amount of money that the authentic cost, I wanted to take the bag on a test run, see if I like the style, etc. So that's why I have the replica. Now, we all know that the replica market is not going away, regardless of how you feel about it. You know, there's a lot of celebrities, supermodels, actresses, real housewives that now of course they have and can afford the authentic, just about whatever brand they want, but they still supplement, some of them, not all, supplement their wardrobes with replicas as well, because not every occasion calls for a multi-thousand-dollar handbag. And that's another thing about the replica. It serves as a stunt double for like a rainy day, or when I don't want to mess up the authentic. But today is going to serve an important purpose in helping you to discern differences between the authentic and the replica, because to me it's, you know, the okay, like Chanel, Louis Vuitton, the original designers are not around today, and their family members are not owners of the brand today. They're not benefiting from the sales. The designers and their families are not benefiting from today's sales of the authentic items. Rich conglomerates, umbrella corporations that own many luxury brands at the same time are the ones making the money. And so to me, it's really only counterfeit if you sell the replica as authentic when it's not. Not only is that bad karma, morally wrong, it's against the law, and I'm vehemently against that. I wouldn't want to be ripped off. So hopefully this video will serve its purpose in helping someone to, you know, distinguish the differences, because in passing, and I have even carried the replica in the Louis Vuitton store, and the SAs have complimented the replica, because in passing, this one-to-one mirror image made from same or similar materials is it's pretty good. It's not a cheap flea market fall apart fake, and it's not an obvious fake, which is why I'm doing this video. Now, again, the replica is to my left. The authentic is to my right. And in person, the color appears to be closer than it does appear on camera. But I can see with my eyes in person that there is a color difference. This is a limited edition color. Is discontinued, and it's the most important feature of this particular model in this particular color. It's called Freesia, which means fuchsia, and the authentic is obviously a brighter, more vibrant, richer, redder pink, and the replica appears more purplish pink to the naked eye, and is definitely lighter. Now in person, it appears slightly darker than it does on the camera. But another color difference. This one is less important because authentic canvases do vary in color, in tone, because of when they were made, the location they were made, etc. Quality of dyes, you know, different dye lots and batches and things. But the authentic canvas, and it's definitely more noticeable in real life, but the authentic canvas is a richer brown, and the LVs are more of a vibrant, richer color. I'm going to try to compare the hardware for you guys. First of all, on the bag, and this is going to be difficult to do because of the shape of the bag, so bear with me, guys. Okay, again, the authentic has a richer color of gold for its hardware than the replica does. It's a little lighter. The fonts on the replica, the letters are spaced farther apart. The letters are thinner. They're stamped lighter in the metal. It's definitely, I'm going to try to get them together for a better comparison for you guys. Yeah, you can see the spacing difference and the font difference. And I'm so sorry that it's really not focusing how I need it to. Also, I'm starting to lose daylight. It's getting cloudy outside. The hardware on the strap, at first you think, oh, well, it's like exactly the same. It feels the same. At first glance, it looks the same, but and excuse my nails, guys. I haven't gotten them done in a while. Replica strap and authentic. The font is cleaner and neater. The letters are slightly taller, slightly larger on the authentic. The straps, they are the same length. They function the same. You undo these snaps and you slide the strap to go from the from the shoulder setting, which is the strap being doubled like this, and that's how I wear it all the time. And you undo the straps and slide it to make it longer for crossbody wear. I personally only use this style of bag as a shoulder bag. It's a little wide at the bottom for me for a crossbody, but it doesn't look bad. It's just a personal preference that I have. So again, the hardware comparison. I mean, the color of the leather is obvious in difference. Trying to get it close for you guys. And even for a good comparison, we got to get that to focus. Okay, the replica is stamped deeper, slightly larger letters. Okay, the stitching is pretty good on both bags. But yeah, richer hardware, cleaner stamping on the authentic. Now, the inside, this is generously used. But even when it was brand new, The lining was not as nice and flush and neat as it is in the authentic. That's a common thing with the replicas. The authentic will have very neat lining flush with the rest of the bag. Again, this looks a little sloppy. It looks even worse with generous use, and like I said, I cinch this bag up, and I don't cinch this one. I just use a card wallet and put it in the zipper pocket, so there's really no need to cinch up the authentic. I want to keep the wrinkles out of the leather. This one, being 1/10 of the price, I did not care, but the wrinkles are not bad at all, virtually non-existent. It's very good quality leather for the replica. And the glazing. Now, some people have had issues with the glazing on the authentic. That is because the top of this bag is just easy to rub against whenever you're reaching in and you're pulling things in and out of the bag. They can scrape. So be careful not to scrape your items against the top of the bag if you want to keep your glazing nice and neat and intact. This one, I was not babying this bag at all when using it, but this is really not from putting things in and out of the bag. It's just not as neat and nice as the glazing done on this one. Now, again, this is difficult to do. My authentic still has the plastic on, but I did take it off, and I can't really get them side by side, but I can tell you that the stamping is neater. The font is a little deeper on the authentic. Slight font difference. Again, that's a common theme where the replica font is just, it has a different spacing, different size, is a lot lighter, not as prominently done and as neat as the authentic. Now, the sides of the bag, let me turn them around the same way where they're facing the same so you can see. Here's another thing. The authentic sits up nice and straight. The replica, ever since I got it from day one, has always been a little catawampus. It wants to lean forward slightly. The hardware on the side appears, again, it's more gold tone on the authentic, slightly lighter on the replica. I think the ring is only a smidgen thicker on the authentic. And the stamping, this says Louis Vuitton Paris. It is a deep stamp. The authentic, oh, it's hard to focus at this angle. There we go. Also says Louis Vuitton Paris, and it's not as deep. The font's a little shorter on the authentic. Now on this side, let's turn them both back around. The alignment is all around the bag, top, bottom, sides. It's pretty darn close. Like, I think that the replica nailed it as far as pattern alignment goes. But again, the structure of the bag is just off, where the authentic stands up nice and straight. The replica, not so much. So this side, the other side said Louis Vuitton Paris, and this side says made in France. My authentic is not stamped at all on this side. She is, I believe, made in the USA. Now this one, and I don't know if it's true of the, I believe that the authentic made in France will have it stamped on the side, and maybe it's just the US bags that don't have it on one side, but it does say Louis Vuitton Paris on the other. This one says Louis Vuitton Paris on the opposite side, but it says made in France over here, and yet the date code inside the pocket, just like the authentic, is inside the pocket. And they both are stamped in the gold foil for the letters and the numbers. But the replica date code, the first two, and it's impossible to show you inside of there because it would be impossible for you to read it at that angle. But I read it, and it starts with a CA, which would correspond to made in Spain if it were authentic. And so that's another thing, guys. Pay attention to the stamping and the date codes, because the date code needs to correspond to the origin. It also, the numbers need to correspond to the production period for a certain style of bag. If a bag was discontinued, but the date code translates to being made at a time when the bag was not in production, that's going to be a giveaway that is fake. The fact that this is made in France on the outside, but has a made in Spain corresponding date code, that's a red flag and a giveaway. Obviously, Louis Vuitton would not say made in France and then have a Spain date code or a US date code or what have you. So the date codes and the stamps the origin stamps need to correspond. So that's another thing. And something else, like I said, this has been used generously and cinched up, but I believe the straps were always, they might be a little stretched out, but they are just longer. And of course, you can get replacement straps for drawstring straps for the bag. But yeah, those are just some differences that are glaringly obvious. I believe that the authentic is a little taller. All right, guys. I think that's as good as it's going to get as far as a comparison today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful to you, and if you liked it, show me that you like it by clicking like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.